Now, back to more of Behind the Scenes at the Hanover Theatre. And your host, Lisa Condit.
Thank you, everybody, for listening today. I'm so excited to be here with Scott Cote. Scott Cote is part of the production of Something Rotten, coming to the Hanover Theatre February 20th through 25th. We have a lot of great performances. And from what I hear, this is literally a hysterical musical. My boss, Troy Siebel, says that people who love musicals will love it, and people who really aren't so sure they like musicals will also love it because they're going to think it's so funny. What do you think the big appeal is for Something Rotten?
Well, you just said it. I mean, it's an original musical, not based on anything. It's an original story, and it's really laugh out loud funny. And don't we need to laugh nowadays even more than before? But it's just a fun show with incredible writing and very great music, and people will love it. If you just want to have a good time and you escape for 2 hours and laugh, you come see the show.
Well, that's what everybody loves to do. And this hilarious smash hit, it has a funny backstory. You were starting to talk about it just earlier before we went on the air. Do you want to give people kind of a synopsis of what they can expect?
Yeah, well, the basic plot is it takes place in the Renaissance period, and it's about two brothers, Nick and Nigel Bottom, who are writers. And they're sort of in the shadow of the big writer of the day, William Shakespeare, who's the rock star of the time. And they want to write the next big thing in the theater. So one of the brothers, Nick, goes to a soothsayer and asks him to look into the future and tell him what the next biggest thing in the theater will be. And it just so happens to be a musical. So the brothers go out and write the world's first musical, and comedy ensues. So that's the basic plot of the show, and it's just full of tuneful music and very funny comedy.
Well, and what's funny to me is just hearing, William Shakespeare, the big rock star writer of the day, right. And you can kind of picture it right now, and it's just such a fresh, irreverent take on what some people might think as a very dry subject with Shakespeare. You know what I mean? And so absolutely. Big thing is that this has nothing really to do with, back when we were all in school and we would go to our English classes and we would read different Shakespeare plays and then we would discuss them and compare the themes. This, as you said, is an original musical as well.
Correct.
So
you will hear some sort of, all of the famous Shakespeare lines, but it's totally written in our language, how we talk today.
And so what got you interested in this particular production? Take us a little bit in your behind-the-scenes story, if you don't mind.
Well, it's funny because when the show was on Broadway, I went to see it. I've seen it 3 times on Broadway. It's that good. And the first time I saw it was with a friend of mine, and the part I play, Brother Jeremiah, he's the Puritan who thinks all theater is the work of the devil. He's sort of the villain of the piece, if this piece has a villain. So, but he's a very funny sort of character, and I leaned over to my friend during the show, and I'm like, I'm gonna play this part one day. The part just spoke to me. I don't know. It was sort of serendipitous that this fell into my lap, and I was able to audition and eventually get it. So it's wonderful. I'm having the time of my life.
That's great. So there is more information available about Something Rotten, again, coming to the Hanover Theatre February 20th through 25th. Tickets are available on our website, which is the Hanover Theatre, spelled with an RE.org. And just before we go, what's your favorite part of the whole show? Is there a particular scene we should definitely keep our eyes out for? Or
well, there are a couple. The big number of the piece, it's called a musical, and it's basically, it makes reference to many, many different musicals out there, and it's a wonderful show-stopping number. And there's also one of my favorite scenes is in the top of Act 2, where they're starting to write the musical that they're writing, and it's so well written and very funny, and I watch it every day. I don't get tired of it.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing it as well. Everybody, go online to thehanovertheatre.org. for more information and, of course, tickets. And, Scott, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in Worcester.
Thank you for having me. And, yes, come out and see it. You won't regret it.
Absolutely. Everybody else, stay tuned. We'll be back after this quick break here on Behind the Scenes with the Hanover Theater on WCRN AM 830.